should leave it like that, and ensure that the House get the respect it deserves. You know, but Matt, again, people realize who I am. I'm a person, regardless of if you are my son or my daughter, I still maintain that right is right and wrong is wrong. That doesn't mean that I'm not a flexible person in life, but right is right and wrong is wrong. So I'll always.
But as you said, Isaac, I mean, maybe now is not the right time to discuss it.
Yes. So that's
as parliamentarian, but the public has a right to discuss it.
The public can discuss it if the public wishes.
Yes,
it's a right of the public. But I'm saying, as a parliamentarian, I would not like to discuss it on radio at this point in time, and I'm going to the House today. Yes. I think it would be disrespectful of the parliamentary process and the House.
All right. So you ready for day number 2?
Yes. And I also want to congratulate, on a different note, congratulate the people of Dominica who stand with championing the cause with the opposition, where especially dealing with the legislative changes that the government is proposing. I personally.
But where do you think? I mean, this is going to go. The protesters seem very angry, but it appears that the government has the big yes in Parliament. So where do we expect this to go?
Well, Matt, we need to understand what type of system we have. In the Westminster system, you have really is a dictatorship of the majority. So if the Prime Minister should know that since he has the majority, that's why he has to show leadership and show concern and love for his country. You understand? If many people in your country are saying that you should discuss a matter and not force down a legislation or a change in legislation on the people, I remember they said it's they that started saying leadership is everything, you know. So the Prime Minister and the Attorney General should discuss and realize that the timing of that thing is wrong. We should allow the entire country to discuss it, because the law is going to affect everybody and affect the franchise of voting.
If you had to give the Prime Minister any specific advice on this piece of legislation this morning, Isaac, what would you tell him?
Well, I would tell him he should withdraw the legislation, put it in the form of a white paper, discuss with people, and also the opposition submitted their proposal to the Electoral Commission. He should meet with the opposition, or he and the Attorney General, and discuss the whole matter first. That's what true leaders do, Matt. You are not a leader to force things people throat and to be doing things in a dictatorial way. So my advice would be to withdraw the matter on the order paper in Parliament and bring in the opposition, discuss their proposal, see how you can incorporate their proposal, see what that really creating the problem in the society now in terms of the protests, and withdraw that section, especially the section that deals with bringing down overseas voters, and in the other bill, the section that deals with trying to get registration overseas. You understand? These are two of the major areas and the treating aspect. You cannot say that treating was wrong before, but now you want to make it right. In other words, it was illegal before, now you want to make it legal. So something is wrong with that, the whole principle. And the last thing I would say, the question is, what is the intent of the Prime Minister, the Cabinet, the Attorney General? And you see, I keep saying the Attorney General. I'm trying to send a clear message to the Attorney General. The Attorney General is not a politician. He was nominated or installed by the Prime Minister as a public officer. So he has a role to play as a public officer to ensure that things are balanced and things are in the interest of the nation and not the Labour Party administration.
All right, so you'll be back in Parliament this morning at 10 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. The best of luck. 8:35, let's take another phone call. We have more calls coming in. Hello, this is the Hot Set. Talk to me.
Hey, Matt, morning. Matt, I want to go back to this thing about the media.
Yes.
In Dominica. Yesterday, I witnessed.
I was very disappointed in the media yesterday.
Yes, I'm disappointed in many ways. When I watched last night, and I didn't hear much of the reports that that took place in terms of the by the Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
And then whilst I was by Parliament in the protest, what I saw happen to about 3 media persons, female, when they were inside the barriers at an earlier o'clock. That was by the Fort Young area, and they decided to stay there on the inside with the police. They decided to put their mics to interview people on the outside of the fence. And one police is actually saying to this media girl, if you want to talk to these people, go outside. I mean, that was so disrespectful. And then because of that now, the girl just stopped the interview and stay in because she didn't want to go out. Then later on now, when things heated up and the crowd was larger by the Dawasco side, I'm right there on the fence, and one little police across on the opposite side of Dawasco gave permission for the same 3 media personnel to interview somebody on right on the fence there, you know. Then I think one police officer, I think it was side, called another bigger police officer, maybe he was a sergeant or whatever, went to the media people telling them if they want to do the interview, go outside. So I'm saying what? The media don't know what their rights are, what their responsibilities are, and the police doesn't know what the media is in Dominica, what their rights are. To be talking down to people like that is just an open road. You fence it because you don't want protesters to come to the Parliament. But the media have their work to do. You as the police have your work to do. But because of that, you're telling the media people, if they want to interview protesters, go outside, meaning outside of the fence. And I find that so disrespectful. Now the media people, they just had to come outside because they wanted to get the interview. And I find that so disrespectful.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of the media people, I will admit, don't know what their rights are.
Yeah, but they need to know that, because if you're taking a job where you know what your job description is, you know what you need to do in your job, and then you see it all over the world. Media is the people that have to carry the stories out to the public. That's what the media job is. So you don't disrespect the media like the media personnel like that, and they know what their rule are. They have to stand up to these people. You don't have a policeman talking to you like that and you're just obeying. Another thing I want to touch on, that whole thing about brandishing that gun in Parliament. Matt, Carl, I just said it this morning. He was banned for 15 years out of the Parliament because of an umbrella. And an umbrella is not an offensive weapon. You have an offensive weapon as a gun, and you're telling me the speaker is there playing footsie. I mean, we need to stand up and we need to rise up against.
I can just imagine that. Just a comment at the side. If it was the opposition, what would have happened?
Anybody from the opposition, you know all hell would break loose on them. And they would take the opportunity. Every member on the Labour Party side would have their piece to say. And I can't understand for the life of me. That is why when you see these things going wrong, that's where the people have to come in. Because if the law will not work, and you have Parliament, which is, according to Dom Carbon, the highest court of the land, will not work, that's where the people must come in. When the people see injustice, they have to stand up. We must stand up, because we have seen this government as a rogue government, and they're selective in everything that's going on. Though people talking about democracy, if you don't have institutions working in the country, you don't have a democracy. And we need to get that straight, you know. And we need to rise up and stand up against that, because I think we have sat aside and let this thing just fester, and today it's becoming a big problem. My brother, the more we sit by and look, the greater the problem gets, the more difficult it is to get rid of it. We need to stand up, and now is the time. If we miss that boat, my brother, we're catching it again. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Just imagine if a member of the opposition was found brandishing a gun in Parliament. All hell would break loose. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. Thank you very much. Hello. Morning, yes.
Matt, you know one thing I love yesterday, Matt? The way the opposition members handled themselves in Parliament.
Okay.
Matt, especially Zico, Joseph Isaac, the way he put the Attorney General in his place, Matt. I love this man, Matt. Have a nice morning.
Have a nice morning. Hello, talk to me.
Morning, Matt.
Morning, yes.
Matt, I would like to ask Dominicans that living in Dominica, that say they love Dominica, what are we waiting for? One morning when we get up, we see soldiers in the streets of Dominica because carried past martial law in Dominica, if that is the term, Matt. What are we waiting for, Dominicans? Dominicans, get up, stand up for something you know that is right. What is the purpose of carried pushing that law into Parliament to suit his own purpose. What? Why? What is he doing that for? You met it there. Why scare it? I'm calling on Dominicans this morning, Matt. Far and near, not people would expect people from the diaspora to come down to Dominica today, but Dominicans that are in Dominica, get up. Stand up for your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. We cannot allow that to happen. When foreigners that say they hold in Dominican passport, they are registered out of Dominica, and they will be coming down here to vote, and your children cannot do or get what they're supposed to get in their country. Dominicans, wake up, stand up, get up this morning, join us outside Parliament. I will be there looking to see your face in the place. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. She said that like an ad there, 841, looking to see your face in the place. All right, Blue, thank you. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning to you and all the listeners.
Yes, good morning.
The Dominica Parliament is supposed to be an honorable house, but an honorable house. How does Roosevelt scare it, the Prime Minister, a.k.a. liar, know to tell Honorable Josie how he should do his paper, and he doesn't know that he's supposed to give people information and dialogue? How he knows to tell him that and he didn't know it too for himself? You cannot teach somebody what you don't know about. What next are we going to see? Are they forgetting that Parliament is being viewed on the television? Are they going to ban that too? How can you shut down the mouth of the reporters and just have GIS only? That is dictatorship. Where else and what else? That's why I said that one of them days, Roosevelt Skerritt will wrap his feces in foil paper and give it to people to eat. They will still see him wrapping it on his feces, and they will still eat it and say it's peanut butter. That is how paranoid some people have become. What next are we expecting to see? And yes, everybody cannot be in town because some of us have sick people at home to take care of. So that is why you will hear some voices on the radio and you will not be able to see their face because they have sick people at home taken care of. So all of us cannot be there, but we can share in whatever way we can. Have a blessed day, everybody, and keep praying for our country. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Hello, talk to me. Hi.
Morning, Matt.
To you.
Dominican, if you love Dominica, save Dominica. Don't let the demonic leaders put us in grave. Watch our step and save Dominica. I'm one Dominican. Thank you.
Thank you too. Hello. Let's move on. Hi.
Good morning, Matt.
To you, sir.
Matt, I was following the proceedings yesterday. And, Matt, I was reading up on this piece of legislation which might be tabled in Parliament this morning. Did not table, but debated. But, Matt, if this thing goes through, it simply means that it would be legal for a political party, if you have deep pockets, to buy an election. And Matt, we've been saying that for years, that I have been saying on the radio, on your program, that elections are for sale to the highest bidder who has the most money. I've been saying that on this very program for, I'd say, at least 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer. Matt, this is a very, very sad state of affairs. We just saw in Zimbabwe, Mugabe celebrated his 95th birthday, and he's still not stepping down. Matt, this is the mindset of leaders who remain in power too long. They feel that though the country is theirs and they can do whatever they want, and by which time they entangled into so many different things that they develop a fear of losing power. And that fear they have of losing power drives them to do all sorts of things. Matt, one of those days, if this thing goes through Parliament, Matt, the next time it could be a law saying that it is an offense not to vote. And if you don't vote, then you could be fined or maybe imprisoned. Matt, it might sound a little bit hilarious, but it's not. Because, Matt, we saw what happened with the IPO when matters were supposed to have been brought to the former IPO team that was there. They were going to bring certain matters. And then a law was rushed through Parliament. That old IPO team was disbanded. A new one was instituted. And then right after there, it would appear their first order of business was to trash out the matter that the old IPO was working on. So, Matt, we can see the signs. Everything is there written in black and white. The Labour Party supporters, they don't care. They don't care about what laws that are passed in Dominica. The only concern they have is that the Red Clinic remains open so that they can get the best. Not long ago, Matt, they were reassured that they will eat first, and after they eat, if there's anything left, then maybe other people can get. So, Matt, this is what we have dealing with on the ground here in Dominica. I don't have the answers, but I always say that those persons, our intellectuals in this country, who are sitting, they have their nice big house up on the hill and they feel that they are immune. But Matt, I have always said the man who has nothing can sleep in his house even without doors or windows, nobody will bother him. But let those who can put some sense in this government head, let them sit down there and say, well, oh, you know, we want to be on boards and different things and so on. Let them sit there and do nothing. And you see how the Prime Minister works with all his security, a whole army of them around him all day. The poor man wouldn't have to do that. But those who believe that they are immune from what is happening and what the poor man is facing on the ground, they have a very rude awakening, Matt. Have a pleasant good morning, my friend.
Have a pleasant good morning. 8:46. I will try to get in touch with the opposition leader this morning in terms of what is on the agenda. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, Mafayas.
Mola.
Comment vous voyez, moi?
Okay.
Yeah, mon power.
Motela, man.
On prend les médias, on ne tout pas tout ça. Vous pas nous capon. Mais va demander ça, Joseph a exact cassé Darou, mais Darou pas cassé Joseph Isaac because il monte moi bien. Bon, maman ça fait avec a dit ça il fait. So les gens ils pas cassé ba moun pas cassé ba moun. Il ka parler, il ka dit ça il fait because ça son gouvernement qui pas faire un bon pays. C'est mettre l'argent because de pour ça le parlementaire vont physique. Ou venir pour tuer moun. Ou pas venir pour passer loi. Because si vous regardez, monsieur, pas une pièce bon loi qui mettre dans le pays. Moun ka tuer moun, moun ka marcher, moun ka hacher moun, moun ka marcher. So, vous regardez, Roosevelt Security, c'est violence seulement qui a habitué dans le pays. Monsieur pas qu'à développer le pays. Monsieur ka mettre un chien. Là, vous mettez un chien, on n'est pas fini beg. Là, vous beg, ou même là, vous fini beg, on n'est pas fini avec. Si on dit 10, on n'est pas d'accord. Because si vous regardez half Dominic, Monsieur dit moun kawe misère ever you still ni buka beg ele moun amukale Mr. Prime Minister that one spoke about you that one talk about you là aussi pose di jeune moun ka travail so là regarde gouvernement ça son gouvernement qui a mettre water et qui a fait ouais misère il est sur you il est sous mat il est sous tout le monde mais là regarde c'est on démet ça de là que garder bonne place ça que ou que sauter pour so là nous regarder gouvernement qui mette loi il mette pour mettre pourquoi because il dit tout là c'est oui il y a ressources Dominique c'est ouais poche il y a tout là ni en poche yo ka c'est oui éventuellement yo parler les nox là de tout sigoué so sigoué ça les nox ça tout monde ça tué mais yo même pas c'est si les nox passer parler l'argent ça pas de sorti so les nox va bien parler nous ni pour les nox clap là because il fait la sortie because là ça c'est qu'il tout fait du Dominique.
All right, caller, thank you. Out of Grand Bay. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
Matt, this thing has just troubled me. People don't.
What is troubling you, sir?
Dominicans don't know how hard we fight for us to become independent. And today now, people letting scary take our independence. Matt, I ask all Dominicans to turn out in large numbers today again. First to fight against what people are putting on Dominicans' back. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Another appeal for Dominicans. And on that note, we want to thank, the many Dominicans who pledged to give support and pledge food and water yesterday for the many protesters. A few other people actually, promising today that they're going to give more support to protesters outside of Parliament. Hello. Those who made the monetary contributions, it was welcomed. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, good morning to you.
To you, sir.
And good morning to Dominica and to all Dominicans. I'm asking the protesters to hold on. Hold strong because Dominica needs to rise against these two bills that Skerrit is going to bring to Parliament. There is no way that none of the past prime ministers of Dominica would want to buy anyone for their votes. They would go to the people, speak to them, convince them to be on his side. But Skerrit sees another way, and this is not the way. And I'm asking the whole population of Dominica to rise up against anybody who wants to treat you for your vote. It is no good, and it cannot last. And I have to say to the people of Dominica again, Skerrit doesn't mean good for this country. Rosie Douglas saw it. And in 2000 of independence, Skerrit had to be off the cabinet, both he and Vin. This in itself, I can assure you the people of Dominica that Emmanuel Nantan knows the truth, and he knows that Rosie was going to put up those two guys. Please, Dominicans, I am warning you, do not let After Fans come there and give you any kind of propaganda again, because After Fans is for himself and for himself alone.
All right, 8:51. We have to, of course, take it on that note because of the time. And I just want to allow you to listen to a statement question session there in Parliament on the controversial Montfarret. Let's listen.
Regarding the situation with Alireza Zibalat Montfarret, Iranian national and Dominican citizenship holder, will the Honourable Minister inform this Honourable House as follows. 1. The reason why the alleged January 2016 cancellation of his diplomatic passport was not reported to Parliament when a question requesting such information was asked on the 19th of October 2016. 2. How did government become aware that he was a person of interest to law enforcement authorities in Iran on or before January 20th, 2016? And 3, if it was by extradition request, why was there no hearing in Dominica for his extradition prior to his departure in June of 2016 after living on the island for more than 6 months?
Madam Speaker, no question was asked in the Parliament on October 19, 2016 in respect to Mr. Montfarret, nor to the cancellation of the diplomatic passport issued to him. The question which was asked was general in nature, and the response is a matter of record and available in the Hansard. Madam Speaker, the government of Dominica was not aware on or before January 2016 that Mr. Montfarret was a person of interest to law enforcement authorities in Iran. In or about January 2016, the government became aware informally of a dispute between Mr. Montfarret and a business partner in Malaysia, which resulted in complaints being made against him to the police. It was decided then that in the circumstances, it would not be in the best interest of Dominica that he continue to represent our interests.
As we go follow-up question. The question posed in the Parliament to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in October 19, 2016, requested the names of the holders of Dominican diplomatic passports who had those passports revoked. According to the information subsequently revealed, at the time of the question, you knew as Minister of Foreign Affairs that you had revoked Mr. Montfarret's passport. Why was Mr. Montfarret's name not mentioned to us in a specific request in the question on October 19th? That is what we're asking.
Madam Speaker, apparently the leader of the opposition does not understand what specific means. A general question was asked, and that was responded to, and it is in the minutes of that we confirmed in the Parliament this morning. We provided no specific information on any particular individual. We responded to the general question which was asked.
Question and answer, the opposition asking of the foreign minister. We'll come back to that in a little while there. 8:55 is the morning time. I wanted to ask specifically Mr. Joshua Francis, who I saw giving legal direction to the MP, Roseau MP, on the question of the issue of the gun yesterday being brandished in Parliament. I wanted to ask him whether there is a specific procedure. Mr. Joshua Francis, good morning to you, sir.
Hi, good morning, Matt, and good morning to your listeners.
What was going on there? I saw some exchange between yourself, a quiet exchange between yourself and the Roseau Central MP. Was there something that we should know about?
Well, Matt, as you know, the House of Parliament is the highest court of the land. And it is subject to rules. We refer to the rules as the standing orders. And the MP for Roseau Central, who did an excellent job yesterday, and let me commend him on public record, he moved a motion basically asking the House to consider what he viewed as a breach of privilege. And as such, the motion took a certain format, and you heard the Speaker of the House asking for an amendment of the motion. You also heard the Leader of the House, the Honorable Prime Minister, making certain comments. Basically, the comments were geared towards putting the motion in the proper format, and then thereafter it's supposed to go for a certain procedure. So basically the motion is stating that the member for the Petit-7 constituency breached the privileges or was in contempt of the House of Assembly. Hence, a certain action is being asked to be taken against him. So it's a procedure that has to be followed, because we are saying that there was a breach of privilege committed by the member for the Petit-7 constituency. Of course, the Speaker of the House will take note of that, and if she accepts it, then the Leader of the House moves a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee of Privileges or be dealt with by the House. Of course, the member for the Petit-7 constituency should be given an opportunity to say something.
Okay.
And if he were to take a certain course of action, then the House will decide whether the matter should be referred to the Privileges Committee or be dealt with by the House. Of course, if it is taken to the Privileges Committee, the Privileges Committee will make its inquiry, conduct an investigation, then report back to the House, and the House will then take the necessary course of action. If the matter is dealt with by the House, the member for the Petit-7 constituency may be allowed to say something, and then he has to vacate the House to allow the House to debate on the matter. And then, upon completion, the House will then decide the way forward, of course, with the direction of the Speaker and the Leader of the House. So that's my understanding of the procedure. I understand the anxiety of the public, but we have to keep in mind that, like every other contempt or allegation of contempt, there must be particulars of facts. What was done, by whom was it seen, what time was it done, etc., etc. These are the things that has to be placed into consideration.
So as we speak, the public may have to wait and see what's going to happen.
Well, yes, as the Speaker of the House said, she had never dealt with a situation like that before. So it's a learning experience for all of us. Of course, I just gave my view on my understanding of the rules. Another person may have a different perspective. But ultimately, that matter will be ventilated in the House, hopefully sometime during the course of the day. I must point out that when there's an allegation of a breach of privilege, it takes precedence over all of the public business once the Speaker of the House accepts that there may be a breach. So in other words, when we go back to the House, if the matter, and we expect it to come back up on the order of business today, the Speaker will give it precedence over other matters, and then the necessary course of action will be taken.
How was Parliament, you think, yesterday, besides this whole issue of the brandishing of the gun?
Well,
you thought it went well?
Well, Matt, before we go any further, for litigation purposes, we always use the word allegation. Of course, I was one of the person who actually observed the gentleman. He showed the gun, but for public consumption and, of course, for the purpose of proceedings of the House, it remains an allegation in the eyes of those who did not see the gun. And that is why the matter will be discussed. But as my friend and colleague said earlier, I cannot give the facts of the matter. I cannot articulate on what really transpired. This is to be considered by the House. I only wanted to comment on the procedures that has to be employed going forward as it relates to that matter. But I felt that the House went well. I thought that there was some grace on the part of the Prime Minister when he gave his perspective on the procedures to be followed as far as the allegation of brandishing a gun is concerned. I felt the exchanges by the members were decent. I felt that the leader of the opposition, Honorable Lennox Linton, was on point yesterday. He did it very well. And likewise, the MP for the Roseau Central constituency. Overall, I felt that the opposition did well. We were able to point out to the Speaker of the House that the rules has to be interpreted in a just way, and she yielded on certain things. So even the Speaker of the House showed some level of grace yesterday. So I'm hoping that today we can have a very smooth debate, and that overall the people of Dominica can benefit from our exchanges, because as parliamentarians, our eyes are on the people. We are servants of the people. We are in Parliament to do the people's business. And the opposition has gone exemplary, and I think that today will be no exception.
All right, thank you very much. We will move on. Then that was the MP for the Roseau South constituency, Joshua Francis. Let's continue and take more phone calls. 901 as the morning time. Hello. 449-3095-96 and 97. Take another phone call. Hello.
Praises, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those with humanity. Mr. Bell, the blessings to the family, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You told me you was one of those guys with the riot gear, so we cannot see. Trying to recognize or identify them, and I can't see nobody. Tell me, Matt is one of them behind those shields and or the respiratory thing, and we won't do well. We lose, man.
Well, you see, I was advised to go to the protest and carry some, respiratory gear. So I'm just taking advice.
God blessings to you, my brother.
Good morning to you, sir.
Matt is very interesting. Excuse me, I'd like Alex Knight to just say, you know something, let us move on. Forget about the gun. How many people saw the gun? And raise an argument. Excuse me, sir. Were there really a gun? I did not see it myself. Can we investigate that matter to prove there was a gun? Let us move on. Matt, come on, ridiculousness has been taken to the next level. And I heard Skerrit said openly, this war, all you want to get war, Matt. You heard that rumor?
No, I didn't hear that piece. No, I heard that rumor, though.
Oh, you heard it?
The allegations, yes. I was not there.
I remember I told you it was a rumor. Rumor is proven to be true or false. So it's very interesting, Matt. Yesterday I was on the front line. I get a big cool helmet on my hand, almost break my hand. Anyway, helmet disappeared and police pleaded with me, at least the particular guy and his friend. And I retrieved it from a particular person and brought it back for him. I got a hug, Matt.
Okay.
I got a hug from the police. The guy who I brought back his helmet for him. And I just, because my enemy or my problem or my fight is not with the police. Because the police are victims just like we ourselves, Matt. 0-0, huh?
Yes.
Isn't that so, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Police have to work on all kind of nasty kind of conditions, and then every little politician who born yesterday, they're million, and the police are there fighting crimes on the heights, in the forest, on the streets. I mean, it is in the ghettos and the cities of the Dominica, or the city, and then, they are, I mean, we heard the other day how much they beat the police, and they beat another one, and some school children beat a police, and all kind of thing about police. They're doing the wrongs, but when they're on the right side, Matt, you give it to them. Mm-hmm. But all I want to say, I mean, having to do with the ridiculousness with what is presently happening in Dominica. And some people talk about the intellectuals. I think it's the selectuals. I get a new name for them. Because some people can be very selective in what they talk on, like the Bar Association. The other day, all of a sudden, Bernie Stevenson Brooks was in the spotlight, and they say, oh, we should not talk about the judge like that, and they come out, and I really don't know what is going on. And then on other issues that are so attached and related to them, which would be the concern, Matt, or cause for concern to them, and they say nothing. And Lennox does not know the definition of what it is, Matt. The word the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, oh gosh, I had that in mind. But Lennox don't know words and meanings. Is that woman alone that know about words and meanings. I mean, if a little jack like me can know a few words and meanings. I mean, Mr. Linton, they say he did not go to school, but I know he's a brilliant man. He's intelligent enough. So on the whole Montfarret issue, and he does not understand the word, oh gosh, I really wanted to put it in context, but it slipped me, so let me just move on. What I need to say, Matt, Dominicans have to stand their ground, because Roosevelt's carrot will not relent. He have an objective and an agenda and an ambition that is bigger than Dominica. He don't care about the people. He care about his very survival. And I've said it in closing. If he have to sell his very family, including his wife and children, for him to stay afloat, he will do it. I've looked into his soul. I've looked into his eyes, through his utterances and his behavior. That is the windows I'm looking into, and the doors into his soul and his eyes, Matt. And Roosevelt's carrot will stop at nothing. He will stop at nothing unless the people stop him. Thank you.
More telephone calls here. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning.
To you.
Okay. I would like the members of the opposition, before they enter the house, please come together and pray. Make sure you all pray and ask God to rebuke all the devils, all the demons that they are going to meet with in the house. Please, I want you all to do that, and do that with faith and strength, and enter that house with that battle that will be going on. Thank you.
Thank you too. More telephone calls. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Matthias, one of the first things on the agenda, those who they are referring to as intellectuals. For me, I am here looking at it as those who have studied, just to pass exams. Because it shows that the people have no critical thinking. Take, for example, it is said that Kalai was banned for 15 years from the parliament for an umbrella. The umbrella looking like a weapon. That was the reason why he was banned.
That was the reason.
Okay, exactly. So even from then, you mean to tell me the speaker, did not, continue her education in the position that she is in to see what is going to be done with the rules, the very rules she said to the parliament to be acquainted with, to read the rules, and she's always stopping them on telling them, that this is not rightly interpreted. So that is a reflection of what is going on in the society, and I see it as a very disadvantage to the people, because it's a young, opposition party, and it's like they're new to many things, and those who have been there for 18 years in the House as Speaker, and those politicians that have been well seasoned, they are not showing any example that is good so that they could learn from, and just have matters that are twisted. That gun thing, that allegation of the gun, do they realize that every one of them in that house yesterday, life could have been at risk? Because the bullet, if a bullet had left from it, who knows who it could have gone to? People have to be able to start thinking on those things. And guess what, people? They have been blocking out, and I've been saying that for a while, They block out people from speaking on the There was a live chat. Through observation, anybody that critically, spoke and brought up points. For example, I read one that said, the Prime Minister is exactly appearing to be the police to take the report, the way he was acting, and, appearing to act as a lawyer at the same time, and double talking, defending the very minister, the allegation was brought about, and at the same time saying that he is telling the people that they are right, in the point that Joseph Isaac is presenting, and just to make it distressful on how to bring about, the matter. And if they block you, people that cannot be seen, when you type in a comment. Furthermore, they are trying to own all the media areas. Do you think, people, that you will have any form of peace in the land to be able to do anything? This is why you people have to come and stand up, because such a minister in position and such people, they need to relieve their position. Because, Matt, do you know if the sergeants that carry a weapon in the house, or those that are there, while the police officers that are inside, while the parliamentary representatives are speaking, do they have weapons on them? So come on, people, we have to move fast from that, because to say that is just, something new. Where is it? That to tell you that nowhere else in the world maybe that happened, so no case had gone, to be as, a foundation for them to take example from. Matt, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 910, hello.
Mark, what are you doing?
Okay, man.
Round 2, day 2.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go through yesterday. But I was very disappointed. Yes, there were people outside Parliament, but I was very disappointed in the supporters of the opposition. Because I believe more people could have been there. We won Roseau Central. We won Roseau North. We won Salisbury. We have so much support on the West Coast. Forget Marigot and, these places on the East. And you mean to tell me just about 200 people, or probably less than that, show up outside Parliament to give support to the cause. I don't know if people don't understand what is happening. I think that's the problem. They don't understand how dangerous that piece of legislation is. That they somehow waiting on Lennox Linton alone and the opposition alone to do. The 6 guys in Parliament, they're waiting to stop this thing. And then when it goes through, they will go in corners and say, boy, you see the party this and the party that. No, your party is calling you out. You are not coming out, and you will go in corners and complain and grumble and look for handouts. But guess what? The handouts will run out because the economy is getting worse and worse. The government won't be able to afford salaries. Far less to give you the handouts you think you're going to get. So stay inside and think you're going to get a handout, so you have to not show your face. It will not have handouts for you, the labor rights. It's sort of this stuff.
No. You don't have to insult them like that. 9:12 is the morning time. All right. Hello, talk to me. It's 9:12. Coming back after this.
Working mom can never be one day only. That's why Quartz is giving you up to 50% off selected items across the store. Plus, pay nothing for 60 days. Offer valid till May 31st. Terms and conditions apply. See in store for details. She's too marvelous to celebrate for just one day. So, get her something with up to 50% off selected items across the store. Quartz, bringing value home.
The NCCU continues to transform personal financial services in Dominica, helping you accomplish your long or short-term financial goals. It's your financial solution to increasing your assets, pursuing successful career opportunities with mortgage loans, vehicle or land purchase, debt consolidation, loans to further education, medical or domestic expenses, not forgetting our now for now or quick cash loans. Accomplish your goals, realize your dreams. Visit any NCCU branch today and get your loan solution advantage. Today could be your lucky day. My lucky day? Yes, your lucky day if you are a Flow customer. Flow prepaid customers win up to 100 free credit from Flow. Tap up $15 or more any day at any Flow location and you could win up to $100 free credit. Winners will be drawn daily and alerted via text message. Tap up now for your chance to win up to $100 free credit from Flow. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Champions League finals, viewing party and after party.
Mr. Benji and Clint H invites you to the Gemini Affair 2017.
From 2 p.m. Juventus versus Real Madrid. Game time 2 p.m. Live. Triple K. Triple K International. Triple K. International. Major mistake. Benjamin. Champions League final and Gemini beer. Only $20 get you past the gate. Cause over 2 p.m. Lots of gifts and surprises. It's the biggest signature event of the year. At the street, Lale Coco. Saturday, June 3rd.
sponsor.
Good morning on the telephone. Hello, we continue on the hot seat. Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
My friend, good morning to you, sir.
Well, Matt, it's another day in the struggle.
Was day number 1 a success for you?
It was, Matt. It exceeded my expectation in terms of what transpired on the ground.
Okay.
Matt, and I want to thank all the persons yesterday, the Patriot one that is, who stood up yesterday in the sun, who relentlessly voiced their opinion, raised their voices so that this regime can get the message loud and clear that we will not just sit idly by and see this slick things down our throat and we don't say nothing about it or we don't do nothing about it. But I also want to put on the record, I want to thank all the patriotic Dominicans overseas, Matt, who are still pouring in their support, financially and otherwise, to the effort that is being made on the ground. We thank you very much for that. Also, persons in Dominica who brought cash, who brought kind, and we just want to thank them, man. And those who stood up for that cause yesterday, it's an ongoing cause. We need as a people to stand up to this regime, to tell this regime, headed by Roosevelt Skerrit, that, hey, bro, you cannot just slide things down our throat and we do and say nothing about it. At SPLT, the effort is on again, and I want to tell the public this morning that drinks will be provided today, food will be provided, the information will be provided on the ground because we are listening to Parliament live as everything is happening via a system. So, Matt, I'm just encouraging all Dominicans, patriotic Dominicans, labor rights, UWPites, no ites at all. Come and join the effort. It's a noble cause. We are fighting for our country. We are standing up for our country, just like it is being done in all the other democratic countries in the world, where people are standing up against injustice. We are doing just that on High Street near the Parliament building this morning. Matt, and one more thing. I want to thank the police yesterday for their restraint, for their cooperation, for their peace, Matt. Because without the police on our side, we realize we cannot do it. So I just want to tell the police, do your job. We have our job to do. And once these lines are clearly demarcated, Matt, we will have a peaceful resolution to what we are going through in this country. At SPLT, thank you for the opportunity this morning, and I pray that all Dominicans come out in massive numbers like they did yesterday so that this regime will get the message loud and clear that that piece of legislation, especially where they are trying to bribe the people, trick the people to come and vote for them, this will not pass, Matt. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Again, thank you to the many who have contributed to the cause there of supporting the protesters outside of Parliament. There is a promise for more support this morning for the protesters at 9:10. Hello, talk to me.
Matt,
Yes.
the word is intent.
Okay.
Give me a second, Matt.
Yeah. Take your time. Blessings. Take your time. Drink some water.
A little cool must be messing me up.
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
Yes.
I do not want to refer to Dominicans as being foolish. Matt, you have to have guts. I might call you back. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Drink some water and relax. Hello. It's 9:19. Hello. Talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt, when freedom is deferred, Matt, and justice denied, you know what will follow. Matt, terrorists are never born. There's not one terrorist in this world who was born from a woman and was named a terrorist when he was born. Situations create terrorists, Matt. Matt, the police officers, Matt, must show to the public, Matt, that they are not concerned with whose political acts is God by their actions, by the investigations. Matt, these police officers must show that they have country and people first. They are not there to protect any corrupt government. You are there to ensure that the law is not broken by any individual and does not show political affiliation. Mr. Carbon must prove to the public that his department is independent, it is competent and thorough, and does not show support, Matt, to any party or any political side. Matt, if we don't have that in this country, Matt, we're going to have something that you will not like, that I will not like, and we know what may be the outcome. Have a good day, Matt.
Have a good day. 9:20. Hello, talk to me. Hello.
Hello, Matt. Good morning.
To you too.
Matt, let me say a pleasant good morning to all the patriots of Dominica. And we want to thank them profusely for all their assistance, those local and abroad, Matt, for their contributions. We are still getting stuff ready. We are thinking of doing a fish broth. We have a pillau, and we will be on site this morning before Parliament. But, Matt, as I'm saying this, Roseau Central was won by the United Workers' Party. Roseau South was won, and Roseau North. Matt, we had just about 150, 200 people there. And the government could not or did not want to take the chance of reading the bills one shot yesterday because they had voices outside, voicing their disappointment, and Matt, I think that made the difference. Dominicans, I know Skerritt and his government went into the ghettos and they gave young men money, and they've done one or two little projects in Roseau where you put them on the project so they don't get the time to come out. That is how this government operates. Within 24 hours, Matt, I saw what Dominica will become. The people now protesting in Venezuela, these were the supporters of Chavez. Because when they have everything they want and they pass the laws to ensure that they are in government for eternity, they will have no need for you. And what is going to happen is that if you think you're on the roadside selling your liquor drugs and they just give you a little money for you to top up your supplies, they will become the drug dealers and you will have nobody to fight for you. If you think it's because you're on the street and you got tires for your bus, when the normal person doesn't have money to pay that bus, you will not get the rest of your stuff that you need for your bus. You will not be able to buy your clutch, your brakes. That is what we're talking about. So when you do not stand up now for your people and for yourself, sooner than later you will be the one pulling out your hair because your government has turned on you. It's not about a UWP thing. It's about a patriotic thing. And those of you sitting behind your computers, sitting behind Facebook, sitting behind, it's going to be just as hard for you as it is for us now on the ground. We have a voice. We have continued to speak up for injustice. Matt, look at that situation of the brandishing of the gun. If these people can brandish a gun in Parliament, what do you think they're going to do on the street when you do not give your yes to something that they're doing that is not right? They will start shooting you in the street. Matt, and I'd like to call on Police Chief Carbon. Take Mills off the front line. Mills is not a people's person. And every time he comes there, he agitates, irritates, and aggravates the protesters because they want peaceful protests. But Mills is not about peaceful protests. He's there doing the work of his government, or should I say, of the corrupt government that put him in position. And it will be too late. We've been warning. And
so you're saying he should not be on the front line negotiating with protesters?
Mills is not a people's person. Matt, I made the statement yesterday that I saw Mills with his baton in the face of an elderly. And that while other police officers were speaking to the protesters.
take him off the front line. This caller is saying at this time, 9:25. Maybe you should listen to the protesters. Kavon. Good morning to you. Hello. Okay.
I take it right over the phone, Matt. Matt is very interesting. Yesterday, why is her name again? That anyway, the Empress will just call. Let me commend her. Yesterday, she was on the front line as well, Matt.
Yes.
Matt, I was saying, the sister said that Lennox doesn't understand intent. And it is sad, Matt. It is just that it is deliberate. It is on purpose. It is by your own will to do something. It's a calculated action. So if Lennox cannot understand, and I did not go into dictionary. If I go into dictionary, I might find other definitions, Matt. But I mean intent. Come on, give me a break. So with the whole Monfarad issue, when Lennox raised it in the parliament, and
yes,
did it, so she said Lennox does not understand intent. It is very sad, Matt, to see when these things happening. I mean, Matt, there are 2 barrels of gun that came on the guns and they disappeared. I hope maybe every minute. I am hoping that isn't. I'm assuming that is not the case. That every minister may have a gun from those barrels, and who else have it, I don't know. I'm not saying that is the case. So if they're ready to kill people, then the people will have to arm themselves. So as that former police officer said, terrorists were never born. It is conditions that really force them into certain predicaments where they say, he who have very little does not value life too much. I've said that, Matt. So please do not further aggravate, let me just borrow a word, or really come and instigate and incite. It will blow up in our faces, and we all will not have a hiding place. Our burglar bars will not be able to save us. And he said, could it be that a lot of people does not understand how serious that piece of
legislation, yes, amendment to the legislation.
Yes, thank you, Matt. The change, I like to sometimes have to break it down. To have an existing law, Matt, and to make changes to it. You had Lee Blanc, you had Frank Barron, you had Eugenia Charles, Patrick John, Rosie Douglas, Pierre Charles, Edison James. Nobody find that law had no problem. Mr. Wonder, Mr. God Almighty, Judge, Jury, and Executioner Roosevelt Skerritt say, you know something? I have to revert to no law, not even the Constitution. You see that piece of law there? Just like the IPO legislation was buying him. He went to the parliament. He made changes or amendments to the IPO. And look, now he's coming and make changes to an existing law having to do with regulating or legislating bribery and the treating Matt. And an ordinary person will say, oh, it has nothing to do with me. Matt, in closing, because I'm preparing to go downtown in a while, I listened to a dumb like official yesterday, saw us in a little group. I'm not going to call her name. And the remarks that were cast, I say, don't worry. When Skerritt come and shake you off your cocoon, your comfort zone, your little, where you feel, I have my job, I don't care about me and all the trouble in the government and thing. I say you will want to talk, but it will be too late. Have a blessed day, man.
They say when they come for you, who will be there with you? 9:28, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
At last. Blessings, good morning, but at least you can make it a little shorter for us to get, because it seems as though you're very lucky to get your line picked up. Matt, good morning. Matt, let me make a report. I could not have been there yesterday because I had circumstances that I could not be there, but make sure this afternoon I will be there. And there is a police officer I saw at the forefront on the television. As the other caller said, he should not be there. He should be sitting in an office where he could just make magic and let money disappear. Thank you very much.
All right, you're careful with your statements and you don't have any proof of that. 9:29, hello, talk to me.
Morning again.
Morning.
Matt, let me just make a correction to Blessing. The word was actually specific, because she said she made a general statement, but she may be expected Lennox to ask a specific question for her to answer on Monfarad. Because she figured her question, Lennox question was general. Yes, and she's saying if he had asked a specific question about Monfarad, maybe he would get that answer. Matt, on the other note, I want to agree with the caller who said about meals on the front line. And when we first came to that area of the protest on the High Street side. The first thing Blue said was, why is Mills always on the front line with the policemen, especially on days of protest? And you just watch this guy and you've seen this guy. Once he sees certain faces, you can see he's already aggravated. As a matter of fact, when I came straight up. As a matter of fact, there were some people that were passing through, and one policeman allowed me to pass through. And by the time I reached past the Dawasco entrance, ending up to the Parliament entrance, I was stopped by Bill Johnson, asking me, what am I doing? I say, well, I'm there coming to chant down what's happening. He said, well, you know the scene already. You cannot be there. I say, oh, I mean, know this scene already. I can't be there. This is the open road. This is Victoria Street. He said, well, this area is a restricted area. So I say, once protesters come outside to chant down that illegal government, that corrupt government, that criminal enterprise, then it's a restricted area. So then he walked me out to the gate. By the time I stood up, because by the time I reached the barrier and some people were coming in, so I had to wait before I go out. Mills spotted me at that time, my brother. And Mills started pointing and mumbling, at that time. And I find this guy, he shouldn't be on the front line. And I personally said to him, he and his baton in his hand, if he touch me with his baton, it is not stopping there, it is going far. Because I know who Mills is, I know where Mills lives, and if Mills ever touch me, because he seems to be coming down, he's one of these operators so scared, everybody knows that. He says that openly, he chastises people openly. So we know who he is. So he's not doing balanced police work. He's there doing the work of the government. So when Mills come there and he chastising people and he aggravating people, I am one of those that will go far with Mills.
All right, caller. It's 9:31. I'll tell you what, Commissioner of Police, please listen to the people and avoid, allowing Mr. Mills to be part of that contingent this morning dealing with the protesters. Apparently, he does not have the human touch. Hello? Thank you.
Yes, madam. Yesterday, myself and about 3 ladies.
Yes.
Parliament didn't start as yet, Matt. So we walked from High Street and we came up towards the, Charles Savre House, the White House. So we stood up there because we could stand up there. Here come Mills. Oh, you all haven't got right to be standing here. I tell them, excuse me? The Constitution of Dominica offers us the right to stand up, to congregate anywhere we want in Dominica. So you cannot tell me where I should stand up and where I shouldn't stand up. So we stayed there. He said he went down, he was coming back up, we were still there. When we decided to leave there, because we saw some people standing further down by the Anglican church, we walked down there. Now, that is a thing they have doing with Mills, and they always put in Mills there. I don't know why they're doing that. Why Commissioner Carbon or whatever he is there doing that. But do not send Mill outside there and that other red fella that I've understood he love a gun. He was the one who started firing in the air. A short, stumpy, not that short, average looking redskin police. They were the ones started firing the shots now. I heard on CMC News saying whoever sending news to them said that they did not know where the gunshot started. The policemen that were there, the Coffee, I think it's Coffee as his name, William, and Mills, they almost jumped the gate because they closed that grey gate to the entrance of the building. So people couldn't go inside there. Then they jumped that gate and they went inside at the back to call the Mongoose gang. I call them the Mongoose gang because I haven't seen that in Dominica yet. I saw the time of the defense force. They didn't have those kind of gears, man. Them riot gears I saw yesterday, Matt. First time I see that, I was on battlefield.
All right, I'll tell you what. The cameras are watching, so police officers, be very careful. Just to inform you, if you find a phone in the area of the protesting yesterday, please Return it as soon as possible, if you can. It's the right thing to do, and of course an award will be given. Take it to Q95 Radio. Hello, talk to me.
Hi, Matt. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you, Mom.
And good morning to everyone listening, Matt. My message today is for the police, Matt. They are the ones who have to follow the Prime Minister everywhere he goes.
Okay.
I understand that even when the President and his wife travel to Portsmouth to collect their rent money, and to check their backyard to see if their fig that their auntie had planted is still in their backyard, Matt. They are the ones in the yard, Matt, following the President and his wife to protect him. Matt, I'm saying just this piece, that is what I understand, Matt.
But I'm saying you're saying that to say what?
Matt, I'm saying they too, Matt, are on the high seas and in the forests and everywhere protecting us and defending us. They have to defend us too. And when the government can give diapers, fed fuel and whatever, and offering them 000, Matt, and even disrespecting the president of their union, by WhatsApping him at 11 p.m. to postpone their salaries meeting, Matt, disrespect.
And the following day, I will tell you the keys. They were not allowed to take the keys to the conference room to have a meeting. Very insulting. 9:36. Hello. Why?
Hi. Morning, Matt Pelty.
Yes. How are you, sir?
Not very bad, Matt Pelty, at this moment. Matt, I just want to...
Is this Wayne James?
Yes, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that in a minute, Matt.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so this is...
You can say it again, yes.
Yeah, this is Wayne James speaking, Matt. Matt, in relation, I have a few points to make, but I want to deal with the act because, this is down my lane as a member of the Electoral Commission.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I have the act in front of me, and there's at the back page of the act, as you follow Parliament, you normally hear that the mover of the motion or the bill before the House, in presenting, speaks about the objects and reasons for the bill. So, the Honorable Prime Minister is the one who presented that bill, and if the time comes, I hope not, you will hear him give the objects and the reasons for presenting that bill. But I want to tell the public at large, Dominicans at home and Dominicans overseas, never at any stage during our deliberations did I ever have information as a member of the Electoral Commission. Neither did Mr. Hilary Shillingford have that information in relation to why the government was proposing these amendments. So I want the public to listen to why, the reasons Roosevelt Skerrit wants to bring that bill to the Parliament. And then I have a question to ask him as a result of that. So I'm going to read, Matt. This is not my words. This is what Roosevelt Skerrit, prepared by Levi Peters, and I have something to say about him when I'm done with this. This bill seeks to amend and improve the House of Assembly Elections Act, Chapter 201. The Act. It is a component of the process, and I want Dominicans and Matt for you to listen very well, so I'm going to take my time. It is a component of the process of reforming the electoral legislative framework to bring it into line with current acceptable standards for electoral legislation in small states. The bill achieves this by adding necessary definitions at the interpretation sections, clarifying ambiguities or potential ambiguities in and introducing new concept to the Act. Matt Pelty, people of Dominica, I now want to pose this question to Roosevelt Skerrit. I would like Roosevelt Skerrit to present to the House of Parliament which small island state has brought such legislations to their parliament to be passed. Because it would be very interesting when we all know that every single country, when it comes to elections, treating and bribery is a major, major offense for all of these countries. So I have read, I know Dominicans were not aware of this. As I said, I myself, as a member of the Electoral Commission, and I can speak for Mr. Hilary Shillingford, we were not aware that these were the reasons why Roosevelt Skerrit and his gang were sending these amendments to us for us to deliberate on. So now that I know, I was already convinced that the reason for Roosevelt Skerrit sending this to the House, to the Electoral Commission, was because of one man and one man only, himself, and to legitimize what is now a crime in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Matt Pelty, so this is what I'm saying, and I hope Dominicans get a better picture and idea as to what we are engaging here, because there is no way this piece of legislation can assist in reforming the electoral legislative framework in Dominica. It cannot. So if Anthony Estefans was not aware of the objects and reasonings, I want him to understand this is what is here in black and white. But as I said, this gentleman called Levi Peters, he's the one that prepared us to Attorney General of Dominica. As I have warned Daniel Carbon before, and he never listened to me, I warned Levi Peters before, and I told him that he is a public servant Attorney General. He is not a politically elected member of the Parliament. And as such, as a public service Attorney General, he should conduct himself in a certain way. Because I heard some utterances, and in his voice you could have heard that he was a man that was upset, saying to the opposition members that they're thinking that they are the ones running this country. Levi Peters, the opposition has 6 elected members. They form the composition of the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Dominica, which is responsible for the governance of the country. For you to have that level of disrespect for the elected members of the opposition, I want to warn you again this morning. Remember, you are a public service Attorney General. Matt, finally, I do not want to say much because it's a matter that is going to come up before the House in relation to this gun. Everybody in Dominica and overseas knows what I was subjected to. And up to now, Daniel Carbon cannot give me a reason why he have me in the position that I am right now. I have been doing my investigations as a result of what happened yesterday. And I have certain information. I'm saying nothing now. I just want to put Daniel Carbon on watch this morning, that I am watching with laser beam eye, my brother, how you are going to deal with this parliamentarian in relation to this firearm matter. As I said, I have started my own investigations. And
I've been hearing some very interesting things myself as to, where it originated from.
my brother Matt Pelty, as I told you, I am doing my investigations. And if the information that I have at hand is correct, Matt Pelty, I'm just waiting for certain confirmation. I am saying to Daniel Carbon again this morning that Wayne James is watching you with laser beam eyes. And the Dominican...
You have the man on the microscope, Wayne.
Yes, and you, Daniel Carbon, will hear about this matter because it has not ended there. So as I said, I don't want to say anything much more about this because it's a matter for the House. I'll be waiting, I'll be listening to see what happens. Matt, thanks for the opportunity this morning.
All right, thank you. And this matter may resurface at about 10 o'clock, one of the first items on the agenda. We'll come back and talk to our good friends at Muslim Store right after this.
Champions League finals, viewing party and after party.
Mr. Benji and Clint H. invite you to the Gemini Affair 2017.
From 2 p.m. Juventus versus Real Madrid. Game time 2 p.m. Live. Triple K. Triple K International. Triple K. Major mistake. Danger game. And more. Gemini. Champions League final and Gemini beer. Only $20 get you past the gate. Close over 2 p.m. Lots of gifts and surprises. It's the biggest signature event of the year. At the street, Lale Coco. Saturday, June 3rd.
Brought to you by Heineken, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Regarding the situation with Alireza Zibalat Montferred, Iranian national and Dominican citizenship holder, will the Honourable Minister inform this Honourable House as follows. 1. The reason why the alleged January 2016 cancel
Powell presents
Crystal Waters, Blue Skies.
the case of the 1963 fire.
A play by Alex Bruno with Alex Bruno as Aaron.
And Emil Serra as Mutai with a dynamic supporting cast and crew.
What up this fire? But who will you pass this time?
Oh, you have a gun?
Arawak House of Culture, Sunday, May 28, 2017.
2 shows back to back, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. One day only.
My odor is related to you.
Your mom was born 10 years before the rest of your body. This is a thrilling account of the fire of 1963.
Arawak House of Culture, Sunday, May 28, 2017.
Q95. The big station. The voice of the people is under relentless threat from negative forces of repression and fear-mongering, dressed up as lawsuits. Stand up to all efforts to shut out our voice and to shut up Q95, the people's station, our only place to let our voices be heard and to let our ideas contend. Q95 is your radio station for factual, fair, and balanced discussions. Q95 contributes to our information and education about the real issues that affect our lives and our well-being. Don't give up our time to shine on Q95, the big station. Let's all patriots continue to be smart. Stand up and defend our people who value our independence. Continue to fearlessly express our fair and balanced thoughts and ideas for improving Dominica and the lives of all Dominicans. Let's not allow lawsuits to deter us. Let's stand strong, defend, and support our ever-expanding Q family of true patriots. From now until May 29th, Patriots Day. Mark that date only on Q95, only on the big station.
Hi, this is Mickey.
Our folks from the Muslim store. We're taking a different twist this morning because Karen wants to tell me why she's always smiling, why she's always happy. Brad is also in the house. Okay, Karen, tell me why you're happy and tell me good morning this morning. I see a big bird smile again.
As always.
how it's, Max.
Uh-huh.
It's a beautiful day. I have good health.
Wow.
I have a wonderful family. I have great friends. So I'm happy. This is something to be happy about, right? I have a beautiful daughter. I mean, so I'm really, really happy. And I hope that people out there are happy just the way I'm feeling right now. I hope that someone is feeling the same way. And you know, it's so much tension on the island, so we decided to do something different. So we just one time, so anyone to call and say what makes them feel happy today. Today is like a free up day for us. You know, it's a Muslim store. Free up
Muslim happy
today.
day, huh?
So it's a happy day for us. So we just want anyone to call and say what makes you feel very, very happy. You know, we just need to release.
What do you think
few
makes
stress.
because Brad happy? You think you?
Well, Brad has to say, is it me, Brad? But Matt, we just want to say good morning to all our listeners, those who are in the hospital, in the state prison, at the Roto home. We just want to reach out to them, and you know, if you're feeling very, very happy today, we would like you to call and say what makes you feel happy, because it's a beautiful day, and you know, if you're in good health, you have great family, great friends, you should be happy, right, Brad?
Brad hasn't answered.
I guess.
I guess.
What makes you happy doesn't make me happy.
Oh, that's so true.
So what makes you happy, Brad?
When Manchester United win.
Let's take a few phone calls because the telephone's already ringing there. Hello.
Yeah, morning to everybody.
How are you?
I am fine. I am happy. I've got life. I have strength. I have energy. Thank God I thank him, because there are a lot of people that have.
You sound like an Energizer battery this morning. There.
Oh, I thank him so much for that.
All right. Praise God for that, huh?
Oh, yes, I'm happy.
Thank you. Let's move on. Hello.
Yes, Matt.
Uh-huh.
African brother, what makes me happy by the Muslim store is the $60 food.
You have a $60 phone, Brian?
That customer sounds like my friend from Goodwill, man. He really sounds.
He called himself the African brother.
Yeah, man.
What makes you happy? A simple question the Muslim store is asking this morning. Hello?
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Brad.
Morning.
Karen, I'm happy because I get up, I see the light. Thank God I'm alive.
Okay.
And I have no problem, no part of my body is hurting me. Thank God I see through this. And I'm happy I'm alive.
Okay, wonderful.
So have a blessed day, my girl.
Thank you, and same to you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye. Everybody's happy for a different reason. Let a phone call. Hello. Yes.
Well, this lady is very happy once you're around you. Once she's around you, they're very happy.
Oh, she's happy because she's around me.
My partner cool out.
It's Wednesday. Why are you happy today? Hello, talk to me here.
What makes me happy, even though I have pain in the body, but I'm alive. Thank God for that.
Thank God for that. All right. What makes you happy? Hello, talk to me.
Hello, Matt. Good morning.
Morning, we're happy you could share this morning.
What made me happy today? I give the Lord thanks for today. He wake me up to see this lovely day.
Lovely, lovely, lovely day, huh?
Okay.
Thank you.
Karen, I love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Hello.
Hello, good day, Matt.
How you doing, my brother?
Matt, I'm good.
What is making you happy today?
Matt, what is making me happy today? All my children are healthy.
All right.
Yeah, all my children are very healthy, and I took my daughter to school this morning, and I had a nice chat with her before we went to school, and that makes me happy.
Your family makes you happy.
Oh yes, and my children are my best friends.
Is that Michael, Mass?
Keep it up.
Yeah, she called me Michael. I'm Mervyn.
Mervyn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Mervyn. Hi.
Yeah, okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Michael.
What makes you happy? Hello, talk to me.
Give God praise. Good morning to your guest in there.
Uh-huh.
Morning.
Morning.
She sounds very, very happy.
She sounds very happy.
And her happiness is also shared with me.
Okay.
But let me tell you, the thing that really puts happiness and joy in my heart is I know when I got up this morning, I prayed and I know that my Lord answered my prayer.
Uh-huh.
And I heard the soft, still footsteps of my loving wife coming in my bedroom. And I look at her smile. I see that there is still honey in the honeycomb.
There's still honey in the honeycomb. Okay, Mr. Joseph. Thank you. Okay, more telephone calls. People want to share their happiness this morning. Hello, talk to me.
The love of God that makes me happy, man.
Okay. Thank God for that. Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, Matt, good morning.
How you doing?
Good, good. You know what makes me really happy, Matt?
Uh-huh.
This morning especially, and well, yesterday, when I go out to protest of the Matt, I know I representing at least 20 people who otherwise just cannot make it for whatever reason. That makes me so very happy that we had something successful yesterday, and I will do it again today and be happier today. Good morning.
All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you. More telephone calls. Hello, this time from the diaspora. Hello.
Morning, Matt.
Hey, Norman. How you doing? I'm even lost for words this morning.
Yes, sir.
I haven't heard your voice in a while.
Hi, Norman.
What really makes me happy?
Uh-huh.
Wednesday to hear Karen's voice.
Karen's voice. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. We're going to say thank God for that. We're going to do it in the African style. Something called emailer. We have about 3 more minutes. Let's do that. That's what makes me happy, getting up every morning and, of course, be able to give him praise. Emailer, let's take a phone call. Thank you, God. Hello. All right, another phone call. Are you there, caller? No.